What's up, guys, and welcome back once again to another Back to the Future episode. And, wow, things have been really heating up in this series. I mean, it's just been crazy. We are on the episode Double Vision, and what was our goal here was to convince Edna to break up with Emmett. So we had went back in time, okay, because we had finally convinced the Doc Brown of the alternate timeline that everything was screwed up, and he helped us fix the DeLorean. We went back in time, and then we realized that his time circuits were off by like months, and now Edna and Emmett are already together, so we have to figure out what to do to get them away from each other, and then have Doc wait, why am I so big? What is going on here? Something's horribly wrong. You've arrived 2 months later than you planned. You'd better go talk to Citizen Brown, okay? Go into the courthouse and find Citizen Brown quickly. All right. I don't know why am I? What is going on? Why is my character so big? I feel like the camera angle is screwed up somehow, but whatever. We go into the courthouse to talk to Citizen Brown. Wow, this is not good, guys. Things have gotten messed up. All right, here we go.
Come to think of it, it is a bit brisk for August.
Oh, we're 2 months late. The expo's about to start, and teenage you is already in over his head with Edna.
I always did have a tendency to plunge into things.
Let's plunge into the DeLorean and get to the right date.
No, it's far too risky. Remember how I was late picking you up in '86?
Yeah?
That should have been a tip-off. Something is horribly wrong with the time circuits, and the problem appears to be getting worse. If we try to jump now, we could find ourselves stranded in the Cenozoic age. Or worse, the Mesozoic.
Then we're stuck?
For the time being, I'll look into the problem and see what I can do. In the meantime, you can go to work on the other problem.
Right. I'll go to the
The
lab
other
and see if I can
problem.
talk teenage you out of...
Impossible. If young me is already as infatuated as you say, you're not going to be able to talk him out of anything. Believe me, I remember. Better to focus on the more clear-headed half of the couple.
Edna. Where can I find her?
Where do you think? I'll drive. The DeLorean should still function adequately as a means of conveyance in the first 3 dimensions.
Okay, so you're gonna drive around in that day and age with a DeLorean? People are gonna think it's a spacecraft.
You were right. There she is.
My soon-to-be ex-future wife is nothing if not predictable.
Do I really have to talk to her? I mean, couldn't I just hang out until you fix the time circuits and...
Stop!
I'll talk
time
to her.
circuits are completely messed up. That happened.
Better get the DeLorean out of sight before someone...
Hey, you! Quit blocking the drive! All Car of the Future contestants need to report to the North Tent.
Why not?
It's the guy that accused me of looking at his
luck.
girl, who is also an old lady. Wow, nobody finds that car suspicious at all. Oh wait, what happened? There you go. Okay, so nobody finds that suspicious. All right, let's see here. Edna. Let's talk to Edna.
Spell it B-R-O-W-N. It's not exactly an obscure name.
I still don't see it on the list. I'm sorry.
Oh, for the love... Let me try this one more time. This is the Hill Valley Science Expo, right?
First annual.
Indeed. The purpose of our fair is to showcase cutting-edge technology.
That's right. And to burnish Hill Valley's reputation as a forward-thinking community.
And yet, you want to exclude the maker of the most revolutionary breakthrough of all.
It's not that I want to, but... Oh, dear.
Mr. Callahan, you do pop up at the oddest times. What are you doing here?
Breaking up you and Emmett. That's totally what I should say.
I need to...
Whatever it is, I hope you don't have to deal with
Just cut
Mr.
me off.
Stonewall here. His sole function seems to be preventing people from accomplishing their business. Honestly, with him keeping the books, it's a wonder the Tannen gang got as far as they did. Have you seen Emmett?
Well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just now, in the town square.
Oh, then you've heard all about his big breakthrough, the mental alignment meter. Isn't it exciting? And to think, he didn't even realize the import of his discovery until I pointed it out to him. I've never known anyone like him. So oblivious to his own potential.
I kind of wanted to talk to you about Emmett and his potential.
Funny, I didn't spot it myself at first. In fact, for the longest time, I thought I didn't even like him.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. It should probably stay back to where you did, because you're crazy, lady. Lady, you're freaking crazy.
Well, you know, those gut instincts are important. If you disliked him right off the bat.
Oh, but I didn't know him then. Now I know him inside and out.
Yeah, but...
I appreciate your concerns, Mr. Callahan, but I can take care of myself. I know what I'm looking for in a man, and it so happens Emmett fits the bill to a T. That's Emmett Brown. Rhymes with clown, which I'm beginning to think you are.
Just a simple mix-up, I'm sure.
I've no doubt of that.
Okay, she is definitely crazy. Okay, let's go to our hints and see. If you want to break up Edna and Emmett, you'll need to talk to Edna. Okay, I got that. Edna may seem busy, but keep at it. Talk to Edna until you find out exactly what she sees in Emmett. Oh. Okay.
You said that Emmett fits your bill of requirements for a man.
Yes?
What would that list be exactly?
You'd make a good reporter, Mr. Callahan. You know that? Well, his physical appearance for one thing. Emmett may not be Clark Gable, but he cleans up surprisingly well. I gave him my grandfather's white suit to wear at the expo. Oh, you should see him in it. He looks positively radiant.
Looks good in a suit. Got it.
And he's completely devoted to me. That's important. I've got no time or tolerance for playboys.
Faithful as a Labrador. Check.
Thirdly, and most important,
Yes?
well, his mind, of course. It's brilliant, and it's virtuous through and through. His own mind map shows him to be a model citizen.
Good brain. I see. And if it turned out that you were mistaken about any of these qualities,
Say, what's your game?
just curious, just trying to understand the female mind.
Well, understand this. I'm not some faint-hearted girl who'd run away at the first hint of trouble. I've made a big investment in Emmett. Not money, but I've sunk all my ambitions into him. I'd have to be thoroughly disillusioned before I'd call it quits with Emmett. Got it?
Uh-huh.
Thoroughly?
Now, Mr. Cub Reporter, is there anything else?
We'll make that happen. Okay.
You say you know Emmett is a model citizen, but you don't know him as well as I do. Did you know he once cheated some Libyans out of plutonium?
Plutonium? What would Libyans want with plutonium? I'm sure he had a very good reason. Emmett's mind map demonstrates conclusively his brain is oriented toward virtue.
Okay, whatever you say.
This one time, to power one of his science experiments, Emmett hijacked a train.
Please, there hasn't been a train hijacking in Hill Valley since the days of Mad Dog Tannen.
Oh, that's when it happened, though. That's it's not like he knows that, though. My vice
Emmett's
principal
done a lot
hates
of
him.
shady things in his time. My vice principal warned me to stay away from him.
Your vice principal sounds like a dolt.
Well, that may be true. That may be true. What's the
Heck is
mental
this
alignment
mental
meter?
alignment meter of Emmett's?
Oh, it's an absolutely revolutionary invention! Measures
keep
a
saying that.
person's affinities, what he's attracted to, what he's repulsed by, that sort of thing.
Interesting. And it really works?
Well, of course! What's the point of inventing something that doesn't work? Or, anyway, it works well enough for my purposes.
For your purposes. That's because you're crazy, lady.
Rather hard for me to picture Emmett as a chick magnet.
Chick magnet?
A guy who gets the girls, motors running.
Motors?
Who makes them, you know.
You mean a chic?
Yeah.
Well, it's a matter of taste, I suppose, but when he's properly pomaded and decked out in my grandfather's white suit, Emmett just glows. Makes my heart flutter a bit just to picture him.
Huh. Okay, whatever you say.
So you say Emmett only has eyes for you?
Absolutely. It's almost embarrassing how devoted he is to me.
Well, it's good to hear he's finally settling down.
Yes. Settling down?
You know, ready to stop playing the field, as it were.
Playing the... Oh, you're joking.
But I
Ooh,
can't
Emmett's
help feeling
heartbreaker.
sorry for him.
Who?
All of Emmett's other girls, now that he's with you.
Please, I think I know Emmett by now. There are no other girls.
Well, you don't know, man. He
I
has a
wonder
little
what's
black
gonna
book.
happen to Emmett's little black book.
Little Black Book?
Oh, it's legendary. That's what enabled Emmett to become the, Valentino of Hill Valley High. Gee, I wonder if he let me have it.
You must think I'm pretty gullible, Mr. Callahan.
Okay, well,
That's
you know what,
all the
later,
questions I got.
bye.
Very well, then.
Hey, Artie, you seen my Oriole?
You mean this?
Yeah, thanks.
What? What is that? She's like in
She
cosplay?
gets to come and go freely, and I'm forced to wait. I love it.
Sorry, Artie. We know she's crazy. It's alright. Convince Edna that Emmett is cheating on her. Oh, okay. Edna believes that Emmett doesn't look at other women. How can we enlist to make her believe otherwise? Go talk to Trixie about making Edna jealous. Ooh, Trixie! Trixie. Oh, wait, did she go this way? Why do I have to walk on a path? That doesn't make sense. Where is Trixie at? Trixie girl, Trixie! Trixie! Oh, there she is. There she is!
To all who approach these hallowed halls, I bid thee welcome. To all
What?
who approach these hallowed halls, I bid thee welcome. To all who... Oh, hiya, kid. Say, aren't you the fellow who...
Got you to turn on Kid Tannen? You bet.
You look younger without your mustache. That was a dirty trick, you know, making me think Kid had gone and iced Artie.
I'm sorry, but it was the only way I could...
Forget about it. I'm trying to. Yesterday's in
Oh,
the
forget
past.
about it.
That's my motto. You gotta live for today.
Right.
So what are you doing down here anyway? Do you wish to pull the levers that control the future?
Ah,
At
yeah,
the
totally.
expo, silly. Technology for a better tomorrow and all that.
oh, yeah, that's actually why I'm
And
here.
all that.
Listen,
Help me
I've
make
got a
it
proposal
jealous.
for you. I have this friend, right?
No dice. I'm only seeing Artie now.
It's not like that. See, my friend's in a relationship with Edna Strickland.
Oh, poor schmuck. I wouldn't
Poor
wish
schmuck.
her on anyone.
Then you see where I'm coming from. He won't listen to reason, but I thought she might call it off if she thought he and you were, you know.
Ah, you are an evil imp, ain't ya?
Sometimes a guy's gotta resort to underhanded tricks. What do you say?
Sorry.
Ah,
Edna might be a pill, but if I play dirty tricks on every dame who disapproves of me, well, I'd play a lot of dirty tricks. Besides, such stunts
Aw.
are beneath the dignity of Techne, Muse of Progress.
Techne News of Progress.
look, my friend Emmett
Okay.
really needs help.
The one who's going out with Edna Strickland? You're darn right he needs help.
I'm not asking you to actually seduce him. Just make her think that you two have a thing going. It'll drive her crazy.
I guess it would.
So,
I wouldn't do that to another girl unless I was good and mad at her. And besides, it might tarnish my image as a muse.
What? What else is there? Okay, so let's
Trixie.
check out the
From
hints.
this chamber of wonders, we bid you a fond adieu.
A fond adieu. Alright, well, Trixie won't help make Edna jealous unless Edna does something to make something mean to her. Okay, maybe talking to Edna about Trixie can focus Edna's natural meanness in a productive direction. Ooh, maybe we can tell Edna that Trixie's an alcoholic and she'll go crazy.
Ahem.
Back again, Mr. Callahan? What can I help
That's
you
right.
I was thinking. I found out about Trixie Trotter.
with? Yes?
Apparently they made her some sort of queen of the festival. Techne, the muse of progress.
They didn't. Well, they said this expo would give Hill Valley a reputation. I didn't realize this is what they meant.
Yes,
What have you
make
got
her
against
mad.
Trixie?
It's the idea of it. Allowing our city to be represented by a woman like that. I won't stand for it. As a socially conscious citizen, I demand you discharge that muse.
Trixie? What's wrong with her?
Oh, she's hardly qualified for an honorific post at a public event.
Look, lady, she fits the costume. She's an American citizen, and she managed to memorize all her lines. What more qualifications do you want?
Oh, these people are impossible.
Okay.
Why do you want to get Trixie fired?
One simply can't allow women like that to attain positions of respect in society. It creates a very bad precedent for the future.
Does
Women
it?
like that?
But try telling it to this poor sap. She's got him completely steamrolled. That's how they operate.
Is it?
Still, I could get her discharged if I had the goods on her. No doubt a woman like that has left a trail of scandal, and I'd find it if I were still a reporter. But I haven't got time to do the legwork now. I'm too busy with Emmett and his invention.
I mean his? You
So
get her fired in
wouldn't
a heartbeat?
hesitate to get Trixie fired from her job?
If I had the goods on her. She's obviously got her employer completely bamboozled. The only way to snap him out of his spell would be to show him something really shocking.
Show him something
That's
really
all the questions I got.
shocking.
Very well, then. How about you? Have you got any questions for me?
No.
Then kindly let me pass.
I'm afraid I can't until I've located your registration form.
Oh, this is absurd!
Okay, alright, well, let's go to the hints now. Edna isn't very happy about Trixie's new job. We get that. Maybe you could arrange to have Edna get Trixie fired. Alright, we've seen that. Someone around here has worked with Trixie in the past. Cue ball. Yep, I saw him over this way. Come on, let's go talk to Cue ball. Wait, he was like this way, or was he this way? He might have been over here. It might have been over here that I saw them. I'm not absolutely sure. Oh, there he is.
It's not as nice
Cuba.
as my truck back in '86. Jeez, I hope I still have a truck back in '86.
No. Cue ball. Talk to Cue ball.
Hey, pal.
Oh, jeez, this guy again.
Funny,
This
I was
guy
gonna
again,
say
that's
the same
right.
thing.
Let's see here.
You be playing piano for Trixie later?
Nah,
Why not?
'cause little Miss Goody Two-Shoes thinks she's too respectable for cue ball these days.
You seem kind of
You
angry
seem
about
angry.
Trixie.
Angry. Listen, kid, me and Trixie go way back. I know stuff about her that even kid doesn't know. Stuff that curl your socks.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And now to see her flouncing around the place, making like her stink don't smell, it just cheeses me off, you know?
Just cheeses me off, you know.
So what's so, toe curling about Trixie's past?
Yeah, like I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, come on.
No.
Tell you what, I'll tell you something embarrassing about me first.
Like what?
My mom saw me in
There
my
you go.
underwear
That ain't so bad.
last year.
Okay, that's pretty bad. All right, Junior, you win. That was pretty embarrassing. Almost as embarrassing as this.
What?
Trixie?
Yep.
She's not wearing much.
No kidding. She did a lot of these artistic postcards a few years ago. I got a whole set of them.
Can I, have one?
He has a whole set.
No. You ain't gonna do nothing bad with it, are you?
Hey, I promise. I'll only use it for the greater good.
Well, okay.
I said, well, okay. Alright. Yeah, what is with your
Hey,
teeth? They're
what's
green.
with your teeth?
My teeth?
Yeah, they're green.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hang loose, pal.
Yeah, I kind
All
of noticed
funny,
that too.
mister.
I don't know what is up with his teeth. Alright, so now back to Edna.
Back again,
See what she
Mr.
has to say.
Callahan? What can I help you with?
I was thinking.
Oh, hold
That's
on, hold on.
all the questions I
Let me
got.
just give it to
Very
her.
well,
Let me
then.
just give it to her.
And I suppose you are...
Still looking.
Wow. Okay, alright, inventory. And
You
give it to
might
Edna.
want to take a look at this.
Why in the world would I be interested in... Oh, what have we here? Oh, sir! Mr. McFly! It appears your muse has been inspiring more than progress.
Trixie? Oh, no, no, no. What are you doing with a dirty postcard?
What is she doing in a dirty postcard? I swear, Mr. McFly, if that doesn't convince you that
Ooh.
Trixie Trotter is unfit to represent Hill
I
Valley...
don't need you to lecture me about who I can or can't hire, Miss Strickland. Trixie's darn good at what she does. I don't care if she was once the winsome wench of Winnipeg. Her past doesn't
What?
matter to... Trixie?
What is it, Audie?
You know I don't like to pry, but what state did you grow up in?
Province, Manitoba. Why?
Not even an American.
See, darling, the charter specifically states that the Expo's hostess must be a U.S. citizen, so if you're really a Canadian...
I'm being fired? You're firing me?
Aww.
I don't want to.
Here, take it back.
Well, I'm glad somebody's listening to reason.
Wow.
Let's talk.
Let's talk. Yes. Alright, so I got Trixie on my side now.
Trixie?
Right?
I'll do it. I'll make that blue-nosed Betty eat her heart out.
That's great. I got it all planned out. When Emmett shows
But we
up...
gotta do it my way.
Huh?
I'm no good with improvising, and I ain't gonna memorize no lines. But I was in this play once. The Parlourmaid's Predicament. I figure I could lift a scene from that.
Okay.
Pollinades predicament,
Only,
huh?
I need a few props.
Why am I not surprised?
Some furs, a big diamond. It doesn't have to be real, understand?
That makes it easier.
And something from this friend of yours, Emmett. Has he got a photo album?
I don't know. Probably.
Better bring it to me.
Furs, a diamond, and Emmett's photo album. And then?
Sit back and watch the fur fly.
Okay, so it says I have to go to Emmett's lab. Okay, so where is Emmett's lab? Is it inside? Wait, hints. It's a long way to Emmett's lab, but you'll need some transportation. Ooh. Why not use a DeLorean? Okay, alright, well, I guess we're going back to the DeLorean then.
Have you figured out what's wrong with the time circuits?
Not sure. Possibly. It seems to me to be a simple wiring issue, but I'm double-checking to make sure. All the basic equipment appears to be functional.
Alright, you
any
gotta take
chance
me
I could
to your
borrow the
lab.
DeLorean? I want to drop in on young you at the lab.
Well, I don't know. The time circuits...
Listen, I promise I won't take it to 88.
Even so, I'm worried about letting it out of my sight while it's still behaving unpredictably. Tell you what, I'll take it on a test drive 1 minute into the past. If it passes the test, I'll let you borrow it.
It worked! Didn't it?
I'm afraid not. In fact, the discrepancy appears to be getting worse. I arrived 6 hours ago.
Oh, too bad.
I didn't want to risk
Well, that's not
undoing
good.
any of the work you've done thus far, so I kept out of sight. But the time lag wasn't entirely a waste. I stopped by the hardware store and bought the parts for a chronometric analyzer.
A what?
A diagnostic
Oh, what?
device. See, I plug it into the time circuits and set them to cycle. When the green light goes off, I should have the data I'll need to understand the scope of the problem.
Hey, no driving the exhibits off the lot!
Looks like you'll have to find another set of wheels if you want to get to the lab.
Okay. Well, I think Cue Ball has a truck. Let's go talk to Cue Ball. Let's go talk with Mr. Cue Ball. Mr. Cue Ball, that's right. Come on, Mr. Cue Ball. Can you drive me somewhere? Can you drive me somewhere?
Hey, buddy.
Oh, good. He's back.
Okay, he's back.
What
What are
kind
you
of
hauling here?
stuff have they got you hauling here?
How the heck would I know? Electro this, robo that, dynamo the other. It's all Greek to me.
So it's all Greek to me.
Stay out of
Well?
trouble, Cue Ball.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Maybe if I click on the truck.
No keys. I'll have to find my wheels somewhere else.
What? Okay, alright, let's go to the hints. You'll need some new wheels to get all the way across town to Emmett's lab. There's a familiar set of wheels lurking out in front of the high school. Check out the Hill Valley of Furniture exhibit. Take the overhead train from the tracks and use it as a skateboard. Wait, what? This is the furniture. Oh. There we go. Oh, look at that.
My future wouldn't be built so shoddily.
Hi, Miss Strickland. I was just...
Break what you like, Mr. Callahan. It's no skin off my nose. Just keep away from Emmett's booth. Speaking of whom, I'd better go see what's keeping him.
Shouldn't you leave him alone? I mean, he said there was still some work to do on his new project.
And that's exactly why I need to be there. Emmett's a very
What?
bright young man, but just between you and me, he does tend to get a little distracted by shiny objects. My job is to make sure he stays focused.
But
And my job is to
Not
wreck
another
that
word.
focus.
I've got the rest of the day all mapped out.
Miss Strickland!
I'm sorry, I don't recognize you. Heavens, you shaved off your hair, but Carl Sagan?
I'd like a word with you, if I may.
I'm not sure it would be seemly for me to be seen in the company of an alleged arsonist.
I think
Legend
it may be in your
arsonist.
best interests. You see, I know what you're up
Let's go
I know what
somewhere
you're
where
up
we can
to.
talk privately.
to. Go. I'll keep her occupied till you get back.
Okay. He obviously knows something about her that we don't know. He knows something that we don't know. Okay, alright, so where do I need to go now? Take the original tracks. I did that. Okay, I did that thing. Oops, no, not hints. Let's go to our inventory. I have it, right? Yeah.
hang
Shoot.
on, Emmett. Hope you're ready for a big breakup.
Oh, here we go. Boom! That's right. Grab the back of that truck and head on out, just like in the actual movie. That's right.
Emmett?
Ooh. Wait, what?
Thanks
That
again
kid
for your
Tanner.
assistance, Detective Parker.
Detective? What the hell is Kid doing here?
Nothing criminal, I assure you. I was just getting a mind map of Mr. Tannen for our exhibition at the Expo. The authorities wouldn't allow Edna and I to stage a demonstration of the mental alignment meter with a violent felon, but this little baby is just as good. Okay, let's see now what's next. Check the stew, sort the maps. Ooh, I almost forgot that.
Edna really is cracking the whip, isn't she?
Well, yes, but she's got my best interests at heart. Without her, I can get so distracted. Did she send you down here to check up on me?
Yeah, she wanted to come herself, but...
She's busy too, I know. Well, you're a poor substitute for Edna's lovely features, but make yourself at home.
Thanks.
No thanks are necessary. Without you, I'd never be where
Okay.
I am now. In love with the woman of my dreams. And a mere 6
That's not
hours from
good.
my first public triumph as a scientist. Wait a minute. 6 hours? Jumping Jehoshaphat, I'm running out of time!
Convince Edna that Emmett isn't a model citizen. Okay, alright, so Edna seems convinced that Emmett's new invention shows him to be a model citizen. Emmett's working on his new invention at his lab. Go to Emmett's lab and ask him about his new invention. I am in his lab.
Hey, Emmett,
Okay,
got a sec?
let's ask him about
Why,
it.
yes. In fact, I've got several.
Can't believe
You
you
invented
invented all
this in
this
2
in 2 months.
Well, like I said, there's not really a whole lot of inventing going on here. I just dressed up a $5 potentiometer with a lot of bells and whistles.
But
Don't get me wrong, it does a remarkable job of telling whether a subject is currently liking or disliking what they're experiencing. But all the extra stuff about sorting out criminals from model citizens is mostly a bunch of hooey at this point.
Oh! Let's go see
you say
Frankenstein,
we
man.
take a break for a couple of hours and go see a movie.
A couple of hours?
Actually, it may be more like 70 minutes.
I haven't got a couple of hours. I still got all these mind maps to sort, and the MAM's wiring is still giving me fits, and...
I get it, you're busy. So,
Okay.
you and Edna, how serious are you guys?
Well, we both enjoy a good joke every now and then, but I'd say on the whole we're fairly serious people. Why do you ask?
No. What I mean is, how serious is your relationship?
Oh, well, as a scientist, I can't state this with 100% confidence, but I'm provisionally certain that I'm head over heels in love.
Really? With Edna?
Okay.
What can I say? She's my
With the
muse.
cuckoo lady.
In the weeks since we've been courting, she's given me so many wonderful ideas.
She's a cuckoo lady.
Is all this new stuff what you're showing off at the expo?
Yes, it's our mental alignment meter.
Mental alignment meter? What's a mental alignment meter?
It's the most revolutionary piece of technology since the cotton gin.
What does it do?
It reads and interprets the subconscious desires of the human mind.
Why would you
probing
want to
people's
probe
minds?
people's minds?
Why wouldn't you? Imagine being able to diagnose mental disorders with a flick of a switch, or detect the truthfulness of courtroom testimony merely by connecting a witness to a small portable device.
Your machine does all that?
Not yet. Frankly, right now the whole thing's just a gussied up potentiometer. But with years of refinements and a whole lot of investors, the MAM will be able to identify countless psychosis and neurosis, alcoholism, acrophobia, Oedipal complexes.
And?
That's
And
crazy.
then we can set about curing them, of course.
Of course.
Or set out to make a world where you can't even chew bubblegum without getting in trouble, and everybody has to be complacent. That's what happened. How does it
How
work?
does the mental alignment thing work?
Here, I'll show you.
Hey,
The test subject wears this mind mapping helmet, which probes the brain by measuring fluctuations in skin conductance and electrical resistance on the surface of the parietal lobe.
uh-huh.
When I turn on the mind mapping helmet with this radio switch, the subject is exposed to a series of visual stimuli, intended to provoke a series of positive or negative responses, as indicated by these lights on the helmet.
Hey, is that?
As the responses are recorded, they're relayed to this special typewriter, which prints out a punch card that represents the subject's mind map.
All I see is a bunch of holes.
Well, to you, maybe. But to our mental alignment meter, this mind map is nothing less than a peek into your subconscious. Observe as I place your mind map into the MAM.
What?
Layabout. Is that
Layabout?
machine calling me a slacker?
No, your own physiological responses did.
What? Wow.
Anyway,
Okay, so I'm a slacker. Hold on here. What's with the
what's
new
with the new
clothes?
threads?
You like them?
You look like Colonel Sanders. Never mind.
Edna gave them to me. She says my usual clothes don't have enough zing for a public exhibition.
How are
What
things
things
with you,
between
Dad?
you and your father? I'm kind of surprised he hasn't torn down your lab yet.
Well, he's still angry with me and threatening to cut me out of his will, but I'm hoping that the civic potential of my mental alignment meter will win him over.
Okay, well, you know
You look
what?
busy. Why don't we talk later?
Sure thing.
Alright, so let's see what else we can do here. Ooh. If Emmett made a mind map of himself, maybe it'll show he's not the model citizen he appears to be. Ask Emmett if he's got a mind map of himself. Okay, alright, well, let's do
Emmett?
that then.
Yeah?
How do I... Oh,
Did you make a
Wait.
mind map of yourself?
there we go.
Of
There we go.
course. Take a look.
Edna's right. You are a model citizen.
At least as far as my invention's concerned. Confidentially, this whole enterprise is a little light on the hard science and a little heavy on the smoke and mirrors.
Okay, well, I
You
did
get back
that.
to work. We'll catch up later.
Thanks.
If I'm gonna take Emmett's mind map, I better replace it with another one.
Oh.
Mind of a degenerate criminal.
This kid Tannen's mind map, as captured by our mind map helmet.
You could tell he's a criminal just by looking at this.
No, but when it's fed into the mental alignment meter...
Weird.
Weird,
Degenerate
nothing.
criminal,
It's
huh?
science.
It's science.
So this machine takes those little cards and tells you whether or not someone's a good guy or bad guy?
Kind of. Actually, the helmet does all the work. The mental alignment meter is just a glorified arcade machine.
So why not just go with the cards?
Edna says that people respond well to flashing lights and snap judgments. I can't argue with that. Every time I kiss her, I see flashing lights and lose all sense of
jeez.
judgment.
No
Oh,
kidding.
jeez. Okay, alright, well... Stacking my map.
What's this?
The mind map cards from the dozens of subjects I've tested during the last few weeks. I've got to get them sorted before the expo begins.
Why?
Edna's got this grand scheme to catalog all of Hill Valley citizens by their mental alignment. Isn't that cute?
That's
Not really.
not good. Dude, that's not good at all. Okay, hints. Well, darn, Emmett's mind map shows him to be a model citizen after all. Okay? Maybe if he were retested, it would come out differently. Click on the mind map test to switch to begin a test. While the test is running, see what sorts of reactions you can provoke from Emmett.
I'd
Okay.
be careful of that if I were you.
Why?
The rocket fuel experiment must have stripped one of the teeth in the hand crank. As a consequence, if you turn it for more than 10 seconds, it... Whoa! Sends out an electric shock.
Ooh, it's red. I get it. Okay, so now we have to turn on the mind map
What's this
printer.
typewriter do again?
During a mental alignment test, it takes messages from the mind map helmet and turns them into punch cards. Like the one for Mr. Tannen over there.
Seems complicated.
Actually, it was all rather easy to put together. Once Edna gave me the idea.
Sounds to me like you should be working on harder problems then.
What? Sorry, I've got to get back to work.
Okay. Oh, it's right here. The switch. Duh.
Nothing happened.
Well, that button advances the slides during the mind mapping test. It only works while the test is running.
Oh, okay. Alright, so let's do the mind map test. And let's see if we can get a response out of him. And I think we got to go back over here and go to the generator. And I think that because that showed a bad response. Ooh, there we go. Oh yes. All right, so we got a. I think we got a bad response. Hold on. So okay, let's go. Ooh, let's touch a stew pot. That might make him upset.
Careful. Don't let all the flavor escape.
Alright, so now we're heading over here to the
According to
mind
Emmett,
map
this
printer.
thing prints out mind maps.
Okay, so alright, let's check this out one more time here. Okay, generally speaking, you should be trying to provoke reactions that are the opposite of what you would expect a law-abiding citizen to experience. Use Emmett's stew, the algae cakes, the record player, the bacteria tank, and the Jacob's ladder to provoke positive and negative reactions in Emmett. Sometimes you'll need to produce two reactions to swing Emmett all the way from one side to the other. I get it. Okay, alright, so let's go to the record player. Alright, so we'll use the record player.
Oh, that's the stuff.
Okay, so that makes it green. So if I do that, and then go over here... Okay, stew pot.
I guess it needs time to get boiling again.
Oh, okay. Alright, well then... Ooh, fish tank.
How's the bacteria farm?
Not so hot. The bacteria have kind of gotten out of control. I had to put a clamp on the nitrogen tube to keep the stench from flooding the lab.
Okay, valve.
Ooh.
Go red. Yes, it went red.
What's this?
That's a can of used motor oil, rocket fuel waste, and assorted chemical sludge left over from my abandoned rocket car.
Gross.
Accounting doesn't enter into it, but it is disgusting. Would you mind disposing of it on your way out?
Sure.
Ooh, hold up. Inventory. Motor oil. In there.
Don't want to get that covered in any messy oil.
Ooh, what if I put the motor oil in the stew?
Don't want to get that covered in any messy oil.
What? Let's try this again. Okay, so that's upsetting him. Where's the Jacob's ladder and stuff? No. Come on. Okay, photo of Edna. Hold on. So there's a Jacob's ladder somewhere.
This thing reads Emmett's mind maps.
Okay, so... maybe the stew pot again?
That smells good.
Okay, alright, so he's back there. Oh, wait. Okay, so the photo of Edna. Where's the photo of Edna? Oh, there's an easel.
What's this?
It's the placard we'll be putting in front of our booth at the expo.
The scientist that caught Kid Tannen?
A small exaggeration, but Edna says it'll attract investors. What do you think of the picture?
Not so
You look
good.
a little constipated.
What? Edna said I looked intense.
Yeah, intensely focused on taking it.
I get the picture. I'll have to find a better one. Unfortunately, there's a lot to choose from.
Heavy.
Extremely. Mother has been rather obsessive about photographically cataloging my life.
Ooh. Get some pictures of Emmett for maybe Trixie's performance. Ooh.
Hey, Emmett, I've got an idea.
What?
Why don't I take your photo album over to Edna so she can pick out your new picture?
That's a great idea. She's got a better eye for these things than I do anyway. Thanks,
Ooh,
pal.
I got that.
Mention
Awesome.
it.
Okay, but we're working on this whole mental alignment thing. Where's the photo of Edna?
It's a picture of Edna. Since Emmett's got the hots for her, I guess she's supposed to provoke a positive response.
Okay, so let's let's change that. Slide advancer. Wait, that's it. Wait, is that his dad? Oh, okay, so he's green again. He's green again. Okay, so slide advancer, maybe? Oh, why'd it go back to green? Okay, so he's happy right now, so what if I shut off the music? Okay, so what if I shut off the music?
No, don't turn it off. This is my favorite part. Don't touch that!
Okay, he can't. Okay. Okay, fine.
No!
There we go. Alright, so now I think I might be able to...
Don't touch that!
Oh, I can't shut it off yet. Dang it. Okay, alright, so what's gonna upset him? Just mess with the valve? Ew. Okay. So let's turn off the music now, maybe?
Don't touch that!
No. No, okay, well let's try this. I don't know who that is. Oh, he went green again. Hints. Edna seems really impressed by Emmett's clean new look. Maybe you should dirty him. Oh! Oh! I get it. Okay. Inventory. Motor oil. Oh, this is dirty. This is messed up.
Hey, Emmett, I've got a... Whoa! Whoops.
What the heck?
Oh, jeez, I'm sorry. Your suit's ruined. Edna's gonna be royally PO'd.
Wrong!
What?
When Edna gave me this suit, I realized that the probability of me keeping it clean was infinitesimally remote, so I spent a few hours whipping up this.
What the heck is that?
Chemical compound capable of wiping the grime off any surface.
Emmett, you'll make a fortune.
Not anytime soon, I'm afraid. Due to an inherent instability in its molecular makeup, after 12 hours, the cleanser's component chemicals break down into a series of cloth-shredding enzymes, rendering it unsuitable for commercial use.
Wait a minute. Does that mean your
What?
suit's gonna dissolve in 12 hours?
Hey, gods, no. The solution dissipates into the air after it's applied. But it does mean that after this batch of cleanser ages another 11 hours and 53 minutes, it would eat away this suit faster than 1,000 starving moths. And that would be a crisis of unimaginable proportions.
Why?
Because this suit belongs to Edna's grandfather, who wore it on his wedding day. Poor guy was gunned down just a few years later.
Emmett?
Well, enough wool gathering. Back to work.
Ooh, okay, so hints. You'll never mess up Emmett's suit while he's got that shower of clean around. How is Emmett going to clean himself up at the expo? Click on the cleanser shower. Okay. Come on, okay. Cleanser shower.
Cleanser doesn't seem very portable.
It isn't, but this is.
Perfume bottle?
Yes. No. I mean, yes, it's a perfume bottle, but inside is a concentrated dose of my all-purpose cleanser. With a little luck, this should last me through the next 12 hours before its component chemicals break down into a series of cloth-destroying enzymes.
Clever.
Well, it looks like I'm going to be destroying his suit. Wow. Alright, well guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here because that's a lot of time put into this episode so far. But guys, if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, or if you're just plain new to my channel, and if you so choose to subscribe, click the little bell next to the subscribe button, and click yes for awesome notifications. And as always guys, stay awesome. I'm Dark J, and I'm out. It's freaking me out, man. Freaking me out, man. What my little dude's like, what? Come at me, man. Come smack. This muffin mac, if you will. Oh, get some. Get some. Ah!